So, welcome from wherever you are in the world. I thank you for joining us today and spending part of your weekend with us. I am Trisha Bennett from the Northeast coast of the United States, and I'm one of the founding members of Shamans Directory. And I am always pleased to be a host for our Saturday events. Feel free to say hello in the chat and let us know where you're zooming in from today so that we can welcome you. And also to just let you know that we record our events on speaker view. So it's sometimes fun to spend a little time in the gallery just to see who's here from around the world. So just be assured that you will not appear in the recording if you want to spend time in the gallery visiting with the community. So, for those of you who don't know Shamans Directory, we are a nonprofit online global platform dedicated to bringing shamanic earth based services to the world's doorstep. We invite medicine men and women from around the world, including original people, First Nation healers, and modern day lineage based practitioners to come together as colleagues in healing with the goal of making shamanic earth based services accessible to anyone seeking guidance and support. Whether you are curious about the world of shamanism or actively seeking healing and teaching, we are here to support you. We hope that our offerings inspire you to integrate shamanic earth-based practices into your everyday life. You are warmly invited to visit our website at Shamans Directory to learn more about us and to join our global community. By signing up for our newsletter, you will stay informed about upcoming events and other offerings from the greater shamanic community. So while we do not take live questions or questions aloud during our sessions, we welcome you to share comments or questions in the chat. And Ahamkara and I will do our best to respond to all of them throughout the event. So today we are delighted to welcome back Ahamkara, who is a Shamans Directory ambassador and member and globally recognized for the excellence of his teaching. Our topic today is the path of shamanism and intuitive healing, and he's also going to share something about his upcoming one-year course for anyone who is inclined to dive more deeply. So, Ahamkara, for those of you who don't know him yet, let me give you a brief introduction. So Ahamkara is a highly respected traditional Siberian shaman and healer from the Altai mountains of Russia. His profound knowledge comes directly from Siberian Indigenous people, preserving a lineage that is closely related to the shamanic traditions of North American hunters, and in some areas is still maintained quite closely to its original form. For over 20 years, Ahamkara has offered a variety of teaching programs to individuals and groups, focusing on improving health, personal development, and finding one's path. His summers are spent at Zivo, the healing center that he created in the Siberian forest, where he offers his teaching and healing. And in winters, he has been known to travel across Europe, sharing the authentic, ancient, and sacred wisdom of his people through seminars, workshops, and healing sessions. So, welcome back, Ahamkara. As always, we're delighted to have you with us.
Thank you, Trisha. Nice to be again in the Shaman Directory. I like this place and I like your concept. And today we have a schedule like this. Like first I will talk and explain my vision about path of the shaman. What does it mean to be a shaman? Who is a shaman in our point of view? Because maybe for some people it's become very different now. Also, I will explain you different types of shamans what exist in Siberia, because it's not all the same. Of course, exist different tribes. It is also the difference between shamanism And as Tricia said, at the end, I would like to share about a year education, what I'm going to start very soon. Yeah, in the end of April already we start, and you can ask questions or whatever. Yeah. That's our schedule for now. And yeah, thank you for coming. I very much appreciate that you interested about this topic. And maybe some of you have been already at the lesson about ages, about the wolf age, yeah, from fox to wolf. Yeah, we talk. I don't remember when. It's quite time ago. And this time, wolf. I already mentioned that in this lesson that this time is a time for shamans. Like at this time, you can say shamans was sleeping before, and the world get into the darkness. Yeah, it's like fox time is a time of slavery, time of manipulation, and also you can say many people was blind because the wisdom and knowledge was hidden. And in the fox time, to get some knowledge, you need really search for it. Yeah, you need to search in the mountains some teacher which is sitting somewhere in the cave, and if you find it, it's not mean that you will learn that. Also, you need to get into the connection and exist. There must exist some people who share that wisdom, but for most of the people, it was more difficult to get in touch with wisdom. Now, luckily, we have opportunity to learn about many things, and the information is available. Now it's another problem how to select the right information, because information get like a huge stream, and especially now with that artificial intellect, yeah, it's creating even more information, yeah, not from human anymore, but from the machine. And now navigation in this huge field of information sometimes get more difficult. Yeah? But more wisdom is available, more shamans is teaching, more spiritual people is teaching and giving the wisdom. Now another problem also to take it and learn that, because another problem that people get very busy, because a lot of things happen in our life, many things we have to arrange and manage and work and take care, and for many people there's no time to learn, or not enough time, or maybe the priority is not fixed yet, because it's all about priority. Because if somebody say that I don't have time, it's not really true, because if something you really need, you always find the time for that. Yeah, that's for sure. It's a question not about time, but it's about the priority. What is more important for me? And sometimes I'm really surprised that sometimes people choose to spend, I don't know, some money for a bottle of wine, and they say I don't have enough for getting some healing or some consultation or some teaching. Yeah? Which is cost about the same. Yeah, sometimes it's a more or less equal price. And that's again question about the priority, and it's very important point. Yeah, because everybody have a destiny in this life, and of course not everyone supposed to be a healer or shaman. That's normal, because everybody have different destiny to go. Yeah, in this life. It's another big questions about destiny. Yeah, it's a big subject. I mean, and important to feel your destiny. Yeah, because difficult to understand it with your head. Yeah, it's more easy to feel it and intuitively follow this path, we say, or destiny path, what we're supposed to do. And the thing is that if you follow this path, things go more easy and lightly on your way. And another way around, if you if you not follow the path, spirits begin to help you and try to kind of direct you to this path. I can say that in my own life experience, luckily from early age, I feel that my spiritual path is my path, and then lately I find that it's shamanism, yeah, for myself, and I start to taking this path, yeah. But because around we living is in social world, it's a lot about we from communism we get into the capitalism, yeah, and question about earning money is important, and I thought, oh, okay, maybe beside of spiritual things, I can do some business or something like that. And the funny thing that nothing is work, nothing is work for me. I try many things. I try with some like family business and open travel agency. I was living in Moscow at the time. Um, it only works to have enough to live to survive, but it's never get developed. Yeah, it's like much energy you spend, but there's not that progress what you expect from it. But everything what I do on my shamanic path, shamanic way, it works perfectly, and I like it. And in some years ago, I said, okay, now it's clear. Finally, tell the spirits, okay, it's clear for me. I have to do this work, be a shaman, be a healer, help people, teach, share, support, help, and things like that. Now I'm not going to open a new business. I can advise, maybe help people to do it, because shamanism can be also helpful for the business, and sometimes business people also come to me and we connect with the company spirit, for example, because company is also like organization, yeah, and this organization have a spirit, and this spirit also can be sick, yeah, and sometimes you can heal, or actually companies, yeah, if the company gets sick, you can make some shamanic healing, shamanic ritual to help those companies, yeah, because it doesn't matter, is it a family is also have a spirit, is it some organization or business or whatever, it's have a spirit, and the spirit can be healed or can be support, and somehow you can influence, yeah, that's actually the work of the shaman. Okay, let's go to the point. Who's a shaman? Shaman, of course, every tradition have different name for it. Actually, shaman, it's not even from Altai tradition. What I'm share with you in Altai, we call shaman as a kam, not a shaman, but kam. And shaman is more from the north tribes of Siberia. It's more to the area of tundra. Yeah? There's a name shaman, but every tradition have a different names for the medicine people, for the shamans, yeah, and that's normal. But now international, it's begin shaman. That's why I use it as well, because it's more easy to understand, yeah, what I'm talking. If I say come, people say what it is, yeah. But if you say shaman, many people understand. Okay, the shaman, it's a person. It can be woman, man, it doesn't matter, because sometimes people ask me, is it only men can be shaman or women also can be shaman? It's both possible, women and men. Sometimes even kids can be shamans too, because they can be gifted from early age, and then from early age they can start practicing shamanism, yeah, and they often practicing it just from the spirits, yeah, they just gift it and they do it. And the shaman is a person who is like a bridge between two worlds, yeah, because we say exist the material world, material reality, you can say what we are mostly aware and connected. This material reality, it's all the material objects, our physical body, yeah? That's all part of this reality. And mainly we live in this reality, but exists also dream world, yeah, what we call dream reality, or sometimes we say it's a world of the heart. Dreams, it's a material reality, and the world, dream world, it's it's a reality what is invisible. Yeah, sometimes we say invisible reality, but this reality also exists, and that's a world of the spirits, and the spirits living there. And actually, everybody participates in the same time both of the worlds, and we actually living in the both of the worlds at the same time. Only it's a question of belief or not believe in that. Some people who not believe, they just still also living in two realities, but they kind of ignoring another one. Yeah, it's like, I don't believe. It's not mean you're not live then in this reality. You're still living, but you just kind of ignore that. And the thing is that if you ignore that, it's not really good good for you, because it's a kind of strange, because you in a way you need it, it's important for you, but at the same time you kind of ignore that. Yeah, I don't want to say it's like dangerous, but many people living this way, but it happened this balance, because if you ignore one side, then of course your attention fully going to another side. It's mean you losing this sense of balance, because actually we supposed to live in balance between those two realities, dream world and material world. And if you stay in this balance, your life is going much more, I would say, comfortable in a way, yeah, because it's less stress, less problems, and less negative. Also, many things easy to understand if you kind of accept and believe in this dream world and feel the dream world, because in a way you can imagine it's like iceberg. Yeah, iceberg have two parts. Yeah, one is above of the water, one is under the water, and this under the water part is much bigger, and actually is dream reality. Yeah, representing like symbolism. Yeah, it's a dream reality, and dream reality is much bigger. And actually, it's only a little part of the dream world is materializing and becoming like a material reality, something like that. Only the top of the iceberg, which is much smaller than the part below. That's just for you to have an idea how it works. Yeah? And yeah, and understanding of that, and also you have tools to influence the material reality if you work with the dream world. Yeah, it's like working with the dream world, you influence material reality. And I can make an easy example which everybody can understand. For example, you send love. Yeah, what does it mean to send love? Yeah, it's not material process. Yeah, like you sitting and you open your heart, you feel love, and then you send it to somebody. Yeah, for example, to your neighbor. Yeah, which is living just maybe next to you. Yeah, maybe next house. Maybe if you live in an apartment, like beside the wall. Yeah, and if you do it regularly and you do it often and a lot, you will see the influence in material reality. Like when next time you see your neighbor would be maybe not immediately, yeah, not next day or not this day. Maybe if you practice that for a few weeks, after a while, for definitely, you will feel the change or influence in physical reality. Like this neighbor more happy to see you, smiling. This is already material reality. Yeah, like it's a real physical body which is happy, reacting and happy to see you, and you happy to see this person too. That's just an example. Yeah, and of course, there's much more different options how we can influence by working with the dream world. How we can influence the material reality. Yeah? That's yeah. Most of the rituals what shamans do, it's about that. Yeah, maybe you hear that in the old days, shamans calling the rain. Yeah, that's the same process. Yeah, like you connect to the dream world, and try to influence the material world, yeah, to get rain or to get sun, yeah, because in some places there's a lack of sun and some places lack of rain, yeah, and like in Siberia we have a lot of rain, yeah. Mostly we're calling for the sun, yeah, to warm up, yeah, a bit. But in some places where the desert and things like that, there's necessary more water, and then shamans they're calling the rain. Yeah? That's the way. Yeah, it's mean the shamans. It's like the messengers. They are more experienced with the dream world, and they help people who less experienced, let's say like that, and who need some help and support. Of course, exist many healers who work only with the material reality, physical world, like doing massage, for example, or doing some therapy, cupping, acupuncture. Yeah, there's many ways, and it's like you just take your hand and you influence the physical body, and it also works. It's also help. Yeah, but imagine that you do it above of it. You also bring some love and prayers and healing energy, which is more like an energetical influence. Yes, mean that you have double healing. One way you physically influence, another way you also influence through the dream world, energetical world. You can say like that. Yeah. And many techniques is based on that. It's like Reiki, for example, Reiki. What is the right pronunciation? It's same, yeah. It's also working with the energy of the dream world. Only they just interpreted it differently, just different names and different ways. But principle is the same. Even in psychotherapy, I have many students who's a psychotherapist, and they also say that they use many meditations, which is about also like a dream travel. And then they guiding the patients. They also like say, close your eyes, imagine this, and then they guiding the person through. And it's nothing about material reality. They just totally working with the dream world. And of course, they don't call themselves shamans, but principle is the same. And shamans already work like this for hundreds of years. Actually, nobody know how old shamanism. I think shamanism and people been exist always, yeah, because it's not religious. Shamanism is not religious, that's for sure. Because if there's a religious, there is something written, some ritual, some process how it have to be done. And if you, for example, destroy all the books, all the people who know this information, this religious has disappeared, yeah, because they based on something what is connected with the material world or people who carry that information and knowledge. Yeah? But shamanism, if you kill all the shamans, for example, in the world, it doesn't change anything, yeah, because the next generation will be born people, and they will be initiated by the spirits, and they become a shamans. Of course, they will have some troubles to, I would say, to start working because they don't have anything to kind of material, no drum, maybe no, but step by step they will learn that and they will find a way. And maybe they work without drum, maybe they find out how to make drum. Spirits will teach them. It's mean shamanism is impossible to destroy. That's the good thing about shamanism, yeah. And it's not central, yeah. It's not something which is have like knowledge in some, I don't know, place, and then everybody have to come to this place and get knowledge and become shamans. No, it's totally exist in the dream reality, and dream reality you cannot destroy. Yeah, it's like always will be exist. And for that reason, as I say, in the Fox time for the shamans was more difficult to came out, because they, if somebody tried to came out, you remember this witch burning process. And funny thing that many healers and shamans what I meet, some of them my students also, they told me who remember past lives, many of them was burned on the fire. And because if you are born as a shaman in the fox time, you are kind of in danger because you are kind of not welcome. And yeah, it's like not allowed, because it have to be kind of another belief. And to help people, it was only possible through some kind of organizations. Yeah. And big religious is kind of main organization in that time. They exist now too, but in that time they have full power. Now much less. And because of that, now shamans can be more awake and more kind of freely start practicing. Now we have a less chance to be burned on the fire, but not everywhere. Yeah, if you get in some places in our planet, they still can do that. Yeah, but luckily in most of the places it's free to talk about it, free to practice that, and free to kind of using it for the people. Yeah, because even when I was a child, a teenager, I was living in the Soviet Union, and Soviet Union was not allowed. Yeah, and especially in the beginning of the Soviet time, because in the beginning they take a power, and everybody who was against of that, it's religious Christianity, and also local authority. And shamans was always like local authorities in the local communities, yeah, in the villages and the places. And of course, for the communist people, the shamans was one of the main kind of enemies, because people listen them and not listen the communist people. Yeah. And yeah, in that time it was dangerous. If they found a drum in your house, yeah, you can go to jail or you can be killed. Yeah. It's in the beginning of Soviet time. It's like 100 years ago. Yeah. But lately, like when the communists get power, then shamans was more available again, but more underground. Yeah, it's like sometimes even that high political communist people, they have also sick. Yeah, and they also came to the shamans too for healing, but it was in secret. Yeah, because it was not like allowed. But many people know that shamans exist, and they start kind of slowly to get work. But again, it was not legal. Yeah, it was not legal. It was more like underground. And only after the communist time completely gone, we have a exploding of spirituality. It's like incredible how people was hungry for all kind of spirituality. We have like a huge amount of Indian gurus which came to us, and also many people who practicing yoga or whatever, any spirituality, because people were so hungry for that, because they was not allowed. I remember even my mother, I was a child, and she worked on that printing machine, like photocopy machine. Now it's easy printing, yeah, but that time was really like huge machine. You make that photocopies, and she also printing these books about yoga and things like that. And there was like also secretly uh, passing to each other to read these papers was really special. But it's already just a few years before the Soviet Union was collapsed. Now it's free here. We even have a shamanic hospitals in some region in Tuva, for example, area of Siberia called Tuva, next to Mongolia. They even have like a shamanic hospital. Like there's several shamans working, and the government support it, and it's really like, say, it's a traditional. We support it as a part of our culture. Shamanism is good. And many local governments start to support that traditional things, and shamans is invited for different celebrations, and making some rituals. Yeah, that's not everywhere. Yeah, some parts is totally without shamanism, but Siberia, it's more kind of open for that. Yeah? That's what I want to say. And as I say, like time for shamans to be awake. And if you have a destiny to be a healer or shaman, maybe you was burned on the fire past life, yeah. And of course, then you have a little problem to start it. You say, oh, if I started, maybe somebody again will burn me on the fire. And I'm joking, but it's really true what I say. It's like I really work with one woman. She really have problems. In one hand, she really want to do it and want to practice and do rituals and healings. But on the other hand, she's so much afraid. And she's so much afraid how people will react on it, how they will maybe attack her or something like that. And again, it's from that period of the folks. It's mean in a way, most of the healers and shamans, they need some cleansing, some kind of forgiveness and acceptance with what been happened before, and find the strengths to go on again and start healing, start practicing shamanism. And why it's so important? Yeah, because shamanism is coming from directly from the dream world, from the spirits. And sometimes when you cannot find the answer, for example, how it happened in Siberia, many people, when they get sick, first they go to hospital. That's kind of normal, yeah? If you're sick, you go to hospital. And when in hospital, they cannot help you or they cannot find even what happened with you. Then people say, okay, yeah, then I have to find some alternative, yeah, because doctors cannot help me. Then I need to search for, and then normally they go to medicine people, shamans, healers, and then ask help from them. Of course, I don't want to say that every shaman which is exists in this world is a is a good person or is a lovely person. Unfortunately, from many shamans also exist people who is not so not so good and not so nice. Um, Even sometimes people they are not have any abilities. Sometimes they're like criminal people, and they just say, "Okay, I'm shaman, and I will help you. Just pay me money, and that's it." That's also exists, and unfortunately, you have to be careful to also to get in touch with different people. Again, some people really have abilities, but again, they go a little bit more to the dark side, and they focus more about I would say negative. Yeah, even I met one person who give negative kind of assistance. For example, they say if you are a businessman and if you have some concurrence, I can destroy the concurrence, you know, like in shamanic way. Yeah, some people really do that. Or if you have a how to say, if you're in love with some woman or man, but this man or woman is married, I will help you to separate them that you can get that kind of announcements. Yeah, exist people like this. Yeah, and they also call themselves shamans, but I would always say be careful with this kind of people. Also, when I teach in my teaching, I say if you visit some healer or shaman, and if that shaman or healer say only I can help you, only I can help you. Yeah? Run away because it's already manipulation, and that's maybe this person can help you. But if you say only I can help you, that's already manipulation because many people can help you, but if somebody say that, it's mean behind it some manipulation, and manipulation always a kind of dangerous part of it. Yeah? But on the other hand, many beautiful people also in that way of shamanism and healing. Most of them they are good. Most of them they are nice. Many of my students they are so beautiful people, and yeah, I'm happy that that's going on. Also, I know many of my friends, different shamans, who also practice. They also beautiful people, and I think amount of good shamans is much bigger than amount of people who is, let's call them a black shamans. But it's not really correct way to say, because in Siberia we also have like white and black shaman, but black is not a negative, yeah, it's more like some kind of energies what you work, called them negative shamans, yeah. Yeah, it's just a little warning, yeah, that you also aware of that, and it exists everywhere. It's like in any directions, yeah. I mean, from your friends, you can also find some people who is very much nice and lovely, but it also exists people who not so nice, yeah. And that's part of life too. And maybe also some people need to have this negative shamans to get into some troubles, because often big troubles in our life, it's life change, yeah. And this life change, maybe you need it for some reason. And now we're coming to the point what called shamanic illness, yeah. Shamanic illness, it's a process of becoming a shaman in a way, yeah. Like shamanic illness, sometimes very heavy, super heavy. Sometimes people almost dying because they're going in such a deep transformation. Sometimes it's go very lightly. Like with me, it's go very lightly because from early age, I choose my path, and I never kind of go against of this path. Yeah, I just kind of going always in this path, because the more stronger shamanic illness, the more you resist. Like you have a destiny to be a shaman, but if you resist for different reasons, then spirits put more pressure on you, and often that pressure coming um, like some troubles in life, or as some real illness. Yeah, like can be many different illnesses. Yeah, but often illness between life and death. Yeah? Serious. And sometimes it's going for years. Yeah, like exist people who resist and resist and resist, and that's going year by year until they accept it. Yeah, accept it. But also difficult to accept if you never been in touch with other shamans. Yeah, who can just say, "Oh, no problem. You just get become a shaman. Don't worry." But if you don't have anyone who tell you this, it's just simply a few words like, "Don't worry, you just become a shaman." And oh, really? And I thought I'm crazy, and that's the problem. Yeah, sometimes people think I'm getting crazy, and I need to the psychic hospital and things like that. No, many people just need to accept the path of shaman, to be a shaman, and just go and start doing something. Simply, sometimes people ask me, what should I do then? Just simply take a drum, or if you don't have a drum, make one or buy one, and start drumming. And it's already a first step, yeah. And when you're drumming, you start dreaming, yeah. That's the next step. Because dreaming process, it's mean you start to communicate with the dream world, you start to receive messages, you start to communicate in a different way with the spirits, and they can guide you, they can teach you, they can support you. But they're not always nice, by the way. Sometimes they tough, yeah, spirits, because sometimes people think, oh, to be a shaman is something like to be a masseur, yeah, like you're massaging people. Is oh, nice profession, I massage people. And to be a shaman is totally different, yeah. It's not just to have some skills and practicing the skills. No, it's a kind of path, you can say, or life path, and choosing this path. It's not always that you choose it, yeah. Sometimes spirit choose for you, and what you can do only can make some agreements with the spirit to say, okay, I will do it, but please let me also do something what I want, yeah, in between at least, yeah. That's possible to make some compromise, some agreement, but sometimes, not sometimes, but most of the time, people don't really have a choice. If you have to be a shaman or healer, you have to go this way. You can resist for a while, but then, as I say, it can be more serious shamanic illness, yeah? Or more push in a way, you can say. And if you against of it, you get harder pushed and harder pushed. Anyway, better to say, okay, yes, I go, I go for it. It's a kind of destiny what you're already born, yeah. And yeah, my actually intention as my job also, you can say like that, also help such a people who have a destiny, but they for some reason doubt or not sure or need some kind of confirmation. Yeah. Also, sometimes it's nice to have some basic tools like how to drum, how to get in trance, how to do ceremonies, and how to understand the structure of the dream world. Because um, sometimes people see visions, and that vision's not always positive. Sometimes it can be negative, like nightmares or something like that. And then it's scaring, really scary. And then if you have such an example, of course, you say, "Oh no, shamanism is not for me because it's scaring." Yeah, but you only see only one part of the dream world. Yeah, only like we say underworld. Yeah, but dream world is much huge and bigger, and you can see other parts too. And there's also angels living there. And maybe if you're lucky, you first see angels, then you see some heavy stuff. But both of it is exist, and it's not mean it's good or bad. It's just different. And if you understand how the structure of the dream world, then it's easy also for more relaxed. Yeah, it's okay. That's no problem, no worries. Just go away. But the beginners often they have that problems. They say, "I'm afraid." I'm afraid of dreaming. I'm afraid of dream travel. Some people even ask me, "Oh, maybe if I'm in trance, I'm never come back." Yeah, exist many people who have that fear. Like, it's okay, I'm, I'm enjoying. I'm in trance. I'm traveling. But what if I'm never come back? Yeah. uh, and then I explain them that okay, you have a special protection system. It's impossible to never come back. If your body want to go to toilet, yeah, be sure that your body will pull you back and say, "Come on, we have to go to toilet." Yeah. This is very important for your body, and your body have that invisible elastic line with your dream body, and always bring it back if it's necessary, or like your body gets too cold or too warm or whatever, then yeah, you have that. Same as you sleeping, for example. You're sleeping, you want to go to toilet, you're awake. Yeah, it's sleeping in a way also form of trance. Yeah, when you're dreaming. Yeah, you're not, your consciousness is not with your physical body. Yeah, something like that. How you can awake your shamanic ability? If you have ability, how to let's say awake them or start to use them. One way, it's a way of teaching directly from the spirits. That's uh, many people go this way, yeah. But in this way, always a doubt: is it the right information or not right information? Is it the right spirits tell me, or is it not right spirits tell me? It's like very much doubting, and it's possible spirits can teach you very well. If you find the right spirits, also trust them, then you can go very fast as well. But it's still nice to have confirmation from material world, from real people who experience that. Second way of just find yourself, like a kind of these days you can read a lot of books, you can follow many different kind of information what exists, and then in combination with what you feel and what you read, you can also find a kind of way. And the third way, it's a way of having a teacher, like every sportsman have a coach. Yeah? In shamanism, it's nice to also have someone who can guide you. It's not always necessary that is like a teacher that you always in touch. Sometimes it can be a good friend who is experienced with something like that. Yeah? It's like maybe a friend who is already a long time on the path of the healer, and then you can kind of connect with this friend and get some confirmation. And that's actually, by the way, Shamans Directory. That's a place where you can find many shamans who are already on that path. Yeah, that's what I dream about. That when maybe 20, not 20, 18 years ago, that nice to have such a website where many shamans can be, but also people can see them and see how they work. And I thought it's nice to have that, because many shamans, they are very bad in organizations. Like, it's very hard to organize shamans. I think Tricia understand me. Sometimes you have to push shamans. Are you going to be in time? Yeah. Are you going to to be here? And this is an appointment and things like that. Because many shamans, they living with the flow. Yeah. Yeah. Plus minus kilometer. Yeah. That's okay. Plus minus 1 2 hours. Yeah. That's also okay. And the more far away from civilizations and more people living like this. Yeah. I remember also when we traveled to Altai mountains with a group of mostly it was Dutch and German people, and we came in a very small village, and there was a man with a track which is supposed to bring us to the mountains. And we make appointments. Okay, 6 o'clock in the morning, early morning. He came, and we just packing, sitting, and he drive us. And then 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, nobody came. Yeah, and then we send some helper to him, and then the helper come back, say, oh, he say he don't want to drive today. He say maybe tomorrow. But we already pack all the camp, all the tents is packed, everything is prepared. And I say, oh, maybe tomorrow. I'm not feel like to travel today. It can happen, especially in the countryside, and people live a little bit. Time is different there. It's like today or tomorrow. What's the difference? Yeah. Yeah, for the German people, they have an appointment airplane, like every day is organized. For that reason, I always take at least extra day, yeah, on the travel, sometimes 2 days, just to be sure that we can manage all the program, yeah? Because can be unpredictable, things can happen. Yeah? Also about shamans in Siberia, I promised to tell you different types of shamans, yeah. It's exist. First kind of shamans is a shaman-healer. Mostly they are healers, like medicine women, medicine men. And what does it mean, shaman-healer? It's mostly shamans who specialize on healing, one-to-one. Yeah, like you come, they can do some ritual, healing rituals, some supporting, some message, some information to you personally. Yeah. Second type of the shamans in Siberia, it's the shamans who already, they also shaman healers. To every shaman supposed to be a healer, let's say like that. But those shamans, they are more focused on rituals. They know many different rituals, and they do rituals for the group of the people, for families, for the weather, for the nature. It's more specialized on different ceremonies and rituals. Yeah? But if you need a personal healing, they also can do that. But they're working more with different ceremonies. Yeah? And the third type of the shamans, they also healers, they do rituals, but they also practicing consciousness, awareness. Not so many shamans who do that, because I saw many shamans, and many shamans, what they do, they are often very sick themselves. Unfortunately, what doesn't mean sick themselves? Because they are working so hard, because they have so many clients, so many people who want to visit them, and they have always excuse that, oh, I'm sick because I don't have time for myself, I don't have time for my personal development, and for that reason, yeah, I cannot manage to, yeah, to be healthy. And that's a great shamans. They have a great abilities, but they don't have time for themselves. And what does it mean, time for yourself? It's a time when you spend for your personal development. And it's about consciousness, like you working with your awareness. In Altai shamanism, it's a Tengri energy. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's a sign that I have to shut up and ask you some questions, maybe. Let me see, maybe I forget something what I planned to say. Oh yeah, I forget to talk about the education. Yeah, that's a year education. What we're going to start very soon, and it's about Altai tradition. Altai, it's a part of Siberia, and this tradition based on philosophy of this tradition based on the four big spirits. We believe on the four big spirits. It's spirit of underworld, we call Erlik. Spirit of the middle world or nature is Mother Earth, Umai. Spirit of the sky, Ulgin. And I already say Tengri, it's a spirit of the night sky, spirit of the universe, like stars, Milky Way, all what is out of the earth life, it's a Tengri, like that. And this education going through the year, every week we have 2 lessons. Yeah, Jim just sent, highly recommended. Thank you. It's for people who want to awake your shamanic wisdom, who want to have more confirmation of your ability. Also, we work a lot in between students in this education, like students also practicing with each other. Also, we have 2 times a month meetings, like at Zoom, like we do now. Also, meetings with the group. We have group chat. Every day you can communicate if you want, and if you have questions also. It's like a full, deeply going all year into the shaman wisdom. Yeah? And of course, we learn a lot of different rituals, most of them healing rituals, because as I say, every shaman in Siberia is a healer. In this course, we not work with the plants, plant medicine, but we work more with dream travels, mostly like trance, dream travels, connecting with the different spirits from the dream world, understand the structure of the dream world, and helping yourself and helping other people. That's the main. And my idea to make people more confidence on their abilities and start practicing them. I always like practicing. I mean, let people practicing. Yeah, like it's not just only sitting and listening, but every lesson have a homework. I always kind of give people homework that you have to practice. Yeah, because that's the number one. Because the knowledge without practicing is a dead knowledge. We say like that. And learning by doing. Yeah, first you get information, understanding, and then you go and practice that. Yeah? Like I always give that to my students. Yeah? And also I try to integrate this knowledge to the daily life. There's always some information how you can do it in your daily life, because I think people shouldn't separate shamanism and daily life. It's like you're living your life as a shaman. Yeah, it's mean you don't need to show, you don't need to wear the costume. You go to office with the shamanic costume. No, that's not my task. Yeah, but you can see all the processes what happen with you at your work, at your family, at I don't know, with your neighbors, more through the shamanism, and understand, yeah, how these people, yeah, how they react, why they react like that, what kind of spirits they are connected, yeah, and yeah, that's give kind of integration into your daily life, shamanism. And most of the people, when they finish a year, they already really see life with the, you can say, with the eyes of the shaman. Yeah, like you say, oh, okay, this is the Erlik energy for sure. Oh, this is the sky energy. Yeah, and it's become like natural. It's not like you have to think or search or something. No, it just happened naturally, and you easily can integrate it to your life. Even because I have some people who don't want to be a shaman or like not planning, but they're interested about, curious about knowledge, because that's also part what you can learn. It's like give you more wider view on life. What is life? Yeah, because of course you have your view because you was a child, you was educated, and you understand. Okay, life is this. Yeah, this is good, this is bad. Yeah, and when you learn this course, your view of life gets wider. Yeah, let's say like that, and then you understand more. And that's also some students also told me. They say, "Oh, they say in the beginning I asked such a stupid questions. Yeah, now I really clear and understand how it works. Yeah, but we all learning. Yeah, and I'm sure if I learn something from you, I also can ask stupid question because everybody expert in something. Yeah, like some people maybe like nurse and know how to help people in the hospital. Yeah, some people is professional. I don't know, making some furniture. Yeah, and they can teach me that. And yeah, everybody knows something. And if you interested, if you really like to go deep into the Siberian shamanism from Altai region, you're very welcome. I think Tricia will share the link. Maybe you can put it in the chat. Also, I think you get it with the invitation letter. Yeah, you just need to get in and choose the way of participating. That it's possible to do it monthly. There's a monthly package and also with the complete. Yeah, there's different ways to join. If there's some questions, maybe we're not answering today, or questions about the course or questions about whatever, feel free to ask. Yeah, you can ask Tricia, then she can pass it to me and I will answer. Or you can find my contacts as yeah, simply just Google Ahamkara Shaman. There's my website, and then you can see my email or see my WhatsApp number. Now we can do some questions. Yeah. Fine.
Great. So the first thing is, how do you spell the word for shaman? You said it's like sounds like the word come in
Come. Yeah. Come.
how do you spell it? Do you know?
Come. Kam.
Oh,
Come.
got it. Okay, great. That's great. Thank you. Okay. So there's a question about the course that there are two different prices listed. One says one price and the other was for something more personal or individual. Can you explain the difference?
Yeah. That's some people want to, I would say, more individual way. It's like if you choose individual package, that's like about 12 hours individual work we do together during the year. It's possible to split it like half an hour sessions or 1 hour sessions. And there's already we decide together what to do in this way. There's possible together to do some rituals, possible to get some guidance, like explanation, or sometimes people just going through them life and use it for the consultation. Like, okay, I have this and this problem with my husband, or this just you can say like individual time with me, and then we together decide what is the best to use that time. Some people say, "Hey, I need some rituals to work with this subject or that subject. What is more important?" Yeah, then it's like free. Yeah, we can already choose together.
Great. Another one is about how many hours a week do you think people would spend between the videos and the class time and their homework?
I think it's minimum 1 hour and maximum like 2 hours, 2.5 maybe. It depends because sometimes you need to do it in the couples. Then you need to set up an appointment and. To sometimes people like it and they practice more than 3 hours because they talk first, then they practicing, then they share the experience. Yeah, it's yeah, like that. But if you just kind of minimize like from 1 hour to 2 hours, something like, I think it's enough.
Yeah, and you have live Q&As on Saturdays, is that right?
Yeah, Saturday, like 2 times a month, we like, I don't remember what this time, but like second and fourth, or first and third, we do it like this, and then we meet always the same time, and always for the people from US, it's normally like morning time. For European, it's more like evening time, and for me, it's always night time. And because it's really like different time zones. And I remember when I was traveling to Bali, I was sitting in the middle of the night, like everybody's sleeping, and I was sitting there. It was like I think 3 o'clock in the night in Bali, and people in Europe was evening, and for the Americans it was like morning.
Well, I just want to say for anyone thinking about taking the course, there are videos that you can watch during the week, and then you have practice and homework. And I always felt so connected to your teachings, Ahamkara. I always felt like if I had a question, you were right there to answer it. I never felt like I was taking a video course. I always felt like I was engaged in a class. So I really can't say enough about that, how you make it feel very personal.
Thank you. Yeah, it's why we make a group, and you really feel that you're part of the group. Also, I have assistant, and assistant will make a couples to work together. It's really like it's of course some people themselves a little bit separate from the group. Something happened. That's why I always say, like, if you're behind, just leave some lessons and be in the rhythm of the group. Then it feels good, and then you kind of really feel that feelings that you're going together. Also possible because like I have sometimes situation like really heavy things happen with the people, like somebody die in the family and they can't do anything about shamanism or study. And I give an opportunity also to start with a new group lately. That's mean like if you for some reason have some really big trouble to go and you have a big break, yeah, I can say, hey, just start with the next group in a few months, start with another one, and you can enjoy too. That's also possible.
I have a couple of other questions. One I think is a great one for this particular moment. How do you recommend people clear out their fear from past lives about stepping onto the shamanic path in this life?
Um, there's many ways to work with the fear, but my favorite way it's acceptance. Like first, you need to recognize what actually the fear is about. Yeah, because for example, if you're afraid to practice shamanic rituals, it's not mm, it's not always the reason. Yeah, like why I am afraid. Yeah, and then when you look deeper, you see that you're standing in the fire and the fire is burning. You say, oh, okay, now I understand. Yeah, I don't want to be burned again. Yeah, and acceptance, it's mean like you're ready, in a way, you're ready to be burned again. Yeah, and it's not in real, but a kind of symbolical. Yeah, like if people are not like me, it's okay. Yeah, because exist many people who do like me. Yeah, and acceptance is like you're ready mm, mm, to lose in a way, or you're ready to receive what you're afraid actually. And that's a going through visualization, like you go back into the same fire and you forgive people who burn you. You kind of anyway in the dream world stand in the fire is easy because it's not so hot, yeah, than in real. But it's a kind of stress. It's a kind of energy, like you against of it, yeah. Of course, it's also you have a reason to be against of being in the fire, but lately you can accept it, yeah, like you again put yourself into the fire and you let it happen and find acceptance. In my feelings, vision, it's the best way to lose the fear and the fastest way. Not always maybe everybody can do that, but it's super effective and super fast, yeah.
That's a really beautiful answer. Yeah. One other question about the ribbons hanging behind you. Would you share what that is?
That's behind me is my altar, and that's like there's a table. I put some stuff there, and then it's also like ribbons is the stripes. Traditionally, we put it. that the good spirits is handing around, like they kind of get in between those stripes. Yeah, it's more for that. That's same stripes you can see on the shamanic costume and Siberian shaman.
Invitation to the spirits to come to your altar.
Yeah, kind of that when they come, they can little bit stuck in between those stripes and they stay longer, let's say like that.
I love that. Um, okay, so just lots of really nice comments, thank yous about the class. If anybody else has anything else they'd like to ask, feel free.
Yeah, it's also I offer a free sessions for people who interested about course and have a question and want to talk personally with me. How say to know me a bit more in the private talk. It's free sessions available. We can talk. Just also send me a message, and then we set up some time to talk.
Somebody else asked a question. How do you keep yourself in your practice when life is chaotic? What do you do for yourself when life gets sort of out of hand?
First of all, if it's really gets stressful and terrible, yeah, first you need to switch. Yeah, it's like it's mean you stock. We call it you stock in Ehrlich energy, and you need to switch, and you need to find out something else to do, which is I would say help you to switch from focus about the problems to focus about something positive. Yeah, and if you do it yourself, it's more difficult because, like, anyway, you kind of circling in your own thoughts, in your own moment. It's ideal if you get connection with some person or maybe people who have, I don't know, moving further, yeah, or doing something, and they are focused about something positive, yeah. It's nice to find some people what you can uh, visit or talking or sharing, and actually that's also most of the healers working this way, like to support to switch, like they say, because when I tell people it's not forever, for them it's surprise. Yeah, you have trouble now, but it's not forever. It will be finished, maybe sooner or later, but it will be finished. And only that information already give people some like eyes opening. Oh, really? Because when you are in the big troubles, it feels like it's never ending story, like it's really always will be like that. But actually, it's will be finished. And our task is just to finish it as fast as possible. Yeah. Of course, some things you need to digest. And if it's a big thing, you need longer time to digest it. Like if you eat a big piece of a big cake, yeah, it's a longer time you need to digest this cake. And the same with the troubles. Like if big trouble happen with you, you need a longer time to digest. And just be patient also. Don't try to run away from it too fast. Because the problem of people, they try to stop feeling that negative and they start drinking, they start using some antidepressants uh, to suppress that negative energy what is kind of going on in your life. Sometimes you just need to be patient and let it happen. Yeah, a little bit, let yourself suffering and say it's okay. It's okay to suffering and have the troubles a bit, and already start preparing yourself for new chapter in your life, because normally big troubles, it's ending of something and the beginning of something new. Yeah, and when you're in trouble, you don't see that something new yet, but start to kind of start tuning to that and feel, oh, what is coming new to me when it's going to finish, something like that. That's what I can say.
For your organ massage, you have a WhatsApp group. Do you have something like that for this class that people could ask you questions?
Yeah, I have in my Telegram. I have personal Telegram and personal WhatsApp. They can just contact me.
Okay.
Maybe I can
If
share
you
my.
could put that in the chat, that would be great. And just for everybody to know, this recording will be posted within about 24 hours. on our Shamans Directory YouTube channel. And you can find all the links there and links to his WhatsApp and Telegram groups.
I just send a message. You can
Great,
see it's a telephone number, and that's my WhatsApp.
great.
You can feel free to send a message. Again, if there's a question about education and you like to talk with me to get to know me personally, we can talk and I explain you maybe more details. Feel free to set up some appointment. And if you have any other questions also, feel free to send a message.
Great. So I want to honor everybody's time and thank everyone for coming. And there is a question about organ massage. I don't know if you want to talk at all about that for anyone who would like to stay.
It's more physical way, like influence the organs, because we say our emotions, feelings very much connected with the organs, and then organs very much connected with our muscles and the rest of the body, the rest of the organs. And for that reason, it's a very effective way to heal yourself or heal other people, and pretty fast you get a reaction. And like, for example, if my kids get some discomfort like headache or discomfort in the belly, they immediately come to me and I can fix it like just in a few minutes sometimes maybe a few sessions you need. But this is a great knowledge to, let's say, like prolong your life, because we have vertical position of the body, and that's one of the reasons that our organs kind of moving down. And with organ massage, we try to bring them in a balance. Yeah. And second, prevent chronic illnesses, because these days many people, older people, have chronic illnesses, which can be also, not all of them, but most of them can be prevented or healed also by the organ massage. That's kind of very old Siberian traditional form of healing. Also exists in China, exists in New Zealand. I hear also in Thailand. Yeah, it's like Asian way. They have a little bit different ways, but yeah, I never hear about other directions. Maybe somewhere else also exists, but in Siberia, it's really many healers. They use the technique of massage of the organs, belly on the belly.
Hmm. And I know you've actually, it's another sort of beautiful way that ancient and modern medicine get combined in Siberia. I know you've spoken about working with doctors directly collaborating for
Yeah,
healing for people.
and that's what I learned that system from my teacher. He's a doctor, and he learned that from the healer. It's like he's a doctor, but he was very impressed how the healer was working. He was like have a big eyes, and then he started asking many questions from this healer. So it was woman, yeah, and she teach him about this techniques, and then he integrated with his medical wisdom knowledge as a doctor, and then he created kind of combination of it, yeah? Because he's a doctor, he's accepted in the medicine world, yeah. He can go to hospital, teach the doctors, yeah. And because doctors is not so open to learn from shamans. They often have a, how to say it soft, like a big ego, and say, yeah, this is charlatans, and we are only the right ones. But I think in the future is in a combination of medicine, what we have now in the hospitals, plus shamanism. I think it would be really best way of healing, because if somebody broke the leg, yeah, better go to doctor, not to the shaman. Because shamans, they're losing this wisdom how to fix the bones, yeah, and also in the hospital you have this scan, and it's much better. I also go to if I would broke my leg, yeah, I also go to hospital, yeah, not to shaman.
Yeah, there is a question. I don't want to get too far into organ massage because that's a completely different conversation. There's actually a great interview with Ahamkara on our YouTube channel about his organ massage class, which I highly recommend everyone to listen to. But there's a question here that says, does it help with arthritis? And from my experience with the organ massage myself, it helps with almost everything. You're moving toxins through your body, you're helping your organs to work individually and collaboratively together more harmoniously, and it really changes everything about how you feel.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe it's not will heal the depends what which stage and what's the reason. Maybe it's not heal completely, but definitely reduce the symptoms and to make it less kind of because it can also mm, destroy the bones already, which is more difficult to regenerate the bones, but to prevent some problems. Yes.
One question, do I have permission to share your email address in the chat?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Okay, great. Somebody asked for that. I just wanted to make sure I could share it. And somebody else asked for the link to the organ massage video. So you have his email and the link to the organ massage video
And WhatsApp, yeah, my telephone number.
and your WhatsApp number. Yeah,
Okay, then we ready for today.
I think
Thanks a lot,
so. Yeah.
everybody.
Let me just do a little closing here to thank everybody for being here and really to thank you, Ahamkara, for your presence and your support and always your generosity. We invite you all again to join our global community by signing up for our newsletter. And you can be invited to twice monthly free events, just like this one. So thank you all for being here and thank you again, Ahamkara.
All the best. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.